Synthheads, today we're going to talk about upcoming Behringer synthesizers. This is Pure Ambient Drone, and this is my channel where I talk about synthesizers. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all of my synth adventures. So I am keeping a very close eye on what Behringer is doing because they are cloning a bunch of the classic synthesizers from yesteryear. Now I know that there are some people out there that absolutely hate on Behringer for various reasons, and one of the reasons I've read the most about is that some of their equipment isn't up to par quality-wise. And I would agree that there have been some Behringer products that I have purchased in the past that haven't really quite lived up to their quality expectations. But my experience with their synthesizers have been a pleasant one indeed. I did own the Model D from Behringer, and I currently own the DeepMind 12, and I haven't experienced any problems with the build quality, any complaints whatsoever with these two synthesizers that I have had contact with. That being said, I can't speak for their future production line of how that's going to be, but if their track record is going to continue with the build quality, I have no problems with purchasing and giving my money to Behringer. Now, the rumor is that they're going to be making a Jupiter 8 clone, and it may not be a rumor, it may be confirmed by now. I don't know. Until I see it, touch it, feel it, I usually don't know whether or not rumors are true or not, and I really don't believe them. But if they do make a Jupiter 8, you better believe that my money's going out towards that one right there. Also, they're reproducing Roland's 808 and 809. That's coming out, I think, sometime this year. I don't know. So they're doing a lot of exciting things. What you're staring at here on the screen is the Behringer website of their current list of synthesizers. They got the DeepMind 12, which I think is loosely based on the Roland Juno 106. I have an original Roland Juno 106, and I don't know. I think it's close to it. There are some differences. I don't think anybody can reproduce the chorus to the original Roland 106, and I mean, how can you expect them, right? So, you know, I'm kind of iffy about the clones that are coming out. I have a feeling that they won't be exact copies. I know they can't be exact copies. We just don't have the same facilities in the world producing the same components at the time frame. Plus, when we're talking about 808s and 909s, you know, none of those two are exactly the same. There's some other products they're going to be coming out with that are copies, and that's going to be the OBXA. So that should be an exciting clone to watch for as well. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to reproduce the filters, the components of yesteryear, if they're even going to try, or are we going to have another new sounding synth, like a modern day sounding synthesizer, trying to mimic yesterday's gear. But again, if they come out with a Juno 8, I'm definitely going, Jupiter 8, I'm definitely going to be checking out any videos available in comparisons. And I would love to own one of those. Who wouldn't, right? The Roland Jupiters were a masterpiece for their day and for classic synthesizers. I don't think you can buy a better synthesizer. I know I'm going to get blasted for that comment, but they are very good synthesizers, and they sound great, and nothing sounds quite like them. So it's going to be interesting to see how Behringer pulls it off. So yeah, Behringer is coming out with a lot of analog goodies, and I think that's really the key word here. Behringer is attacking the analog market for the purist in the synth world. There are people out there that just absolutely swear by analog. I am not one of them. I'm not either for it or against it. I love digital synthesizers, and I love analog synthesizers. I've got a mixture of both in my studio. So it's going to be interesting how Behringer they're going to corner this market, okay? I predict that in the analog synthesizer world, Behringer, if they pull through with these upcoming promises of analog synths, they're going to corner a market. You got to understand that in yesteryear, when these classic synthesizers were coming out, very few people could afford them. And so the elites who had the money, the talent, and the drive to invest their money into these synthesizers, they pulled the trigger on these. Average people were not able to afford or willing to afford what we call classic synthesizers today. Behringer is making these clones highly affordable. I know that $200, $300, $400, even $1,000 synthesizer isn't necessarily affordable by everybody. I get that, but they're far more affordable today than they would have been 10, 20, 30 years ago, and they're going to have a greater amount of features that were either too expensive to put into the classics or perhaps overlooked. So, we're going to get definite MIDI, that's going to be in them. And I'm not saying that MIDI wasn't included in the classics, but we're going to get perhaps USB, which definitely wasn't available back then. And who knows what else they might throw into it. So it's going to be interesting seeing Behringer and what they're going to be doing in the next couple of years in the analog market. And who knows, they may get into the digital synthesizer market as well. And that will be exciting if they bring something back from Waldorf and Korg and some other classic synthesizers like the Wave Station. Wouldn't that be cool to see a reissue of the Korg Wave Station? That would be pretty awesome, I think. And so, yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled on Behringer because a lot of exciting things are going to be coming out if what they're saying comes true, if they're going to be producing these synths. I know that when the Neutron was promised, a lot of people were doubting it because they just didn't see it, for quite a while. And they were giving up hope of whether or not they were going to be able to actually get their hands on it. But it's here. It's out on the market now. So their promise came true on that. So definitely be checking out the 808, okay, and the 909. That's supposed to be coming out. I don't know. If anybody does know, drop a comment. And until next time, I'm Pure Ambient Drone, and I want to thank you for watching my videos here. Subscribe so that you can keep up. And until next time, keep calm and synth on.